guys? Darkside Spencer here, and today I'm joined by the Purity Project alumni, Sean Lee Talent. Alright. Today, I'm a little bit farther away, but because I want to smoke. Want my smoke break. We were recently editing the new short film that we're going to be making called He's Coming Home. Or wait, what?
He's coming.
Oh yeah, that's right. This isn't just an announcement. This is also a movie review. Shabow. That's right. Two things going on at once. We got Annabelle Comes Home and He's Coming, our new short film. Pretty much, we're going to be talking about first Annabelle creation, and if you guys are long-time viewers, we can talk about our new short film and where we're at with it. As you guys know, in my previous video, I announced that we're going to be starting filming on it Tuesday. I think I said in the video Monday for some reason, but in reality it was Monday. And I'm going to go ahead and let Sean actually talk about Annabelle Comes Home. And you've seen the Annabelle Creations, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so Sean's seen Annabelle Creations, which is the preceding film in the franchise. And a little bit of a backstory, I've actually always loved the paranormal films, such as Paranormal Activity, The Conjuring, stuff like that. I've always enjoyed those type of movies. The Conjuring being one of the only movies in post-2000 horror films that have actually scared me. The Conjuring was really well made, and it was very intense, especially upon rewatch, because it's on Netflix. I rewatched it recently, and I was actually pretty impressed. And I would love to see that movie touched up. I do not want it to be remade, because I feel like they couldn't recreate it better than they did. I just would like a little bit of touching up with like maybe some shadows, extra stuff, but the Conjuring films have always been one of my favorite franchises, especially its spin-offs. Now, I've seen The Nun. I didn't really like it. It wasn't up to par with, The Conjuring or The Conjuring 2. Conjuring 2 kind of was like a slow burn for me. It didn't feel like a follow-up to The Conjuring. It felt more like a spin-off rather than a follow-up to the classic The Conjuring film. But I will say that I didn't enjoy most of the spin-offs. Like I just said, I didn't like The Nun, and I didn't like Annabelle. Now, I've seen Annabelle whenever it first came out. I've seen most of these movies besides the original Conjuring in theaters. And I feel like that's the best experience for these films, is to watch it in a theater. And while that does give them more money, just in case they screw up and make shitty films, it does give them more money to make more shitty films. But, however, whenever Annabelle Creations came around, it was rather a surprise. And I actually felt that since Annabelle was so shit, that they were like, we got a bunch of money, now let's make Annabelle Creations, kind of like a payoff. And I felt like that movie delivered, and it was one of my favorite films that came out that year. I didn't do a movie review about it, but what else can you do? Now, Sean, me and Sean haven't hung out in a while. So we were like, let's hang out. Let's do some shit, man. Let's get after it. So, we went and seen Annabelle Comes Home. It wasn't a movie that I was anticipating. It was more of a movie I kept my eye on. It wasn't something that I was like, I've got to go see this movie. But I was like, fuck it. It looks like a good paranormal film, and I like the Conjuring films, and since this is a spin-off, let's go ahead and jump on in here. Now, did it deliver? Sean, I'm going to let you start with your positives. What you liked about the film.
Positives. Jump scares for me, like all throughout the film, were pretty good. Especially like in kind of like the mid beginnings where they really started.
Yeah.
And I feel like as the movie kept progressing, it kind of jump scares kind of gradually got better and better.
Yeah.
There is a scene where me and Spencer were talking about this on the way back.
This is a non-spoiler review.
Fucking cut, bro.
Don't do spoilers.
Ooh.
Until the end. This is gonna be about a 30-minute video. So no spoilers. Not yet. I'll tell you when though.
Alright. Anyways. Non-spoiler scene. This is basically kind of like a scene that's, it's not really that important. I'm pretty sure they probably like included it in a trailer.
Yeah.
When the girls get locked in the main room where they hold all the cursed and possessed shit or whatever.
Yeah, it's like the paranormal objects, the antiques that they've been collecting over the years.
Yeah. And she gets in there, and like I said, we talked about this. The whole time she's locked in there, not a damn thing happens to her. And for me, that's like a con, because
it's kind of hard not to talk positives about having those cons.
Yeah.
It's very hard to talk positives.
And when you watch a scary movie and you see somebody get locked in a room with a bunch of cursed shit, you know something bad's gonna happen. And you just know. And I feel like in that scene, they didn't really, I guess, deliver. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
They didn't deliver with that whole scene while she's locked up in there. I won't tell you what happens, but for me, they didn't deliver in that scene. So it's really a big con for me throughout the whole movie. That one spot, it just I hated it. Honestly, we could have done better with that.
Yeah, a zero budget. What you guys are gonna see in He's Coming, our new short film, yes, you could tell it's zero budget. However, I gotta say, it's probably one of our best performances ever in front of the camera. And honestly, for me, I'm being dead ass. I really think that I stepped up my A game for this short film, and I think it's because me and Sean have a lot of passion whenever we really enjoy creating something that we feel like, a story that needs to be told. And now, I don't know where you guys are going to fall with it, because there's a lot of plot twists, a lot of things that you really need to pay attention to, but this movie didn't pay attention to probably the most intriguing thing about the trailer. She gets locked up into this room. And you'll know who I'm talking about whenever you go see the film. But this character gets locked up in a room, and then nothing happens to her the whole fucking time. And to me, the Conjuring films have always been, especially the ending of the very first Conjuring film, where if you haven't seen the movie, the movie's been out for some time. So it's been out for years, literally. So if you haven't seen the movie, fuck you, go watch it. This isn't much of a spoiler
Straight
anymore.
up, fuck you, go somewhere.
Yeah, you need to go ahead and watch it, but click off just in case you don't want to get spoiled for The Conjuring. If you still haven't seen that fucking movie, fucking Christ, so go see it. Oh God, I'm having hiccups.
Just click off right now.
Click off right now.
Start watching immediately.
Yeah. The ending of The Conjuring, the little girl of the family basically gets trapped with the possessed mom, who is literally chasing her with some knife or scissors or something. And it was one of the most intense scenes that I've seen in cinematic history. No lie. It was so intense. And eventually she grabs her and is about to stab her. That shit I expected in that scene in Annabelle Comes Home. Something at that level of intensity. And they didn't deliver. It was a moment, because this is a trilogy. There's Annabelle 1, and then there is Annabelle Creations, and now this is Annabelle Comes Home. and I expected just like blow it out of the park on the level of the original Conjuring, because this is an ending of a trilogy. Instead, I feel like Creations was a better made film, a better written film than what we got. Now, Sean, what are your negatives? Like, fucking, you can't get over them. You gotta talk about them. Like, I'm talking about the acting, the directing, the choreography, the editing, stuff like that.
I don't even know what choreography means.
It's basically like the, it's like, how do I explain this? It's like the...
Organization?
Sort of. It's like the organization of certain scenes. Like, the scene where...
Placement.
Yeah, like, it's basically where people, what's the word I'm looking for? It's where reenact. They reenact the scene, so whenever they do the real scene, it looks good. That's what choreography is.
Yeah. Cons, stuff I didn't like. Ooh, it's like a huge fucking list.
Go ahead and get after it.
Starting, as the film starts, it's actually pretty good start. It's straight out of the get-go. Spoilers, yes or no?
If you guys don't want to hear spoilers, click off right now. Spoilers. Go ahead.
Yeah, you might as well go because I'm a detailed guy. But with start of the film, they get the Annabelle doll and they're driving home and they get redirected somewhere else. The car breaks down, which you kind of expect something like to happen because like the road is like completely fogged and you're just like, classic, fogged up, classic. But some of the stuff, it kind of irritated me because I expected it to happen and I knew it was going to happen. So I was just like, I expected that, no biggie. They were sitting there, he gets out of the car, Ed does, he gets out of the car, he starts looking at it. All of a sudden, the girl pops up behind her and starts talking to her. And it keeps going to where all of a sudden she's looking over here. He puts down the hood because he fixed the car or whatever and got it fixed. And all of a sudden there's a bunch of spirits behind him. And one of them just straight up pushes him over into the road. And like a, semi?
It's like a semi.
Yeah, almost like a semi truck almost hits him. And I feel like in that scene the con would be like, I feel like they could do a little bit more. Kind of like a little bit more dramatic. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was pretty dramatic. I like from straight out of the get-go, it is pretty good. But I feel like they could have gone a little bit extra and it would have been good.
Yeah, like, I agree. I feel like, just to kind of reiterate what happened, pretty much they break down and we have a really intense scene which I felt like would have worked better in another Conjuring film because it felt like The Conjuring. It's basically where Lorraine, the wife of Ed, well, not Lorraine. Yeah, it's Lorraine. I was dead on the inside there. Yeah, the wife of Ed, fucking Edward or whatever his name is, Ed Warren. That's his wife. And I think she's clairvoyant or some shit like that. Like, she can... I don't even know. Like, she sees ghosts from the past.
Yeah.
Who have died. She sees people that have died.
She's psychic.
Yeah, some shit like that. And there's a really intense and pretty creepy scene where there was like a car crash that they were redirected from, and they had to turn around, and on the road, that's where they get broken down at, and she's literally talking to the dead person from that car crash, that car accident. And it was pretty intense, and then they ruin it with having a bunch of like ghosts be in the scene, like in the background of the shots, and like to me it ruined it. It was like, I didn't need, like, I know you have to go a little bit far whenever like you have a character that can see the dead. However, they played a lot on the jump scare side more than the horror side, and to me, if they would have just closed the because there's a scene where Ed closes the hood,
the hood,
and in the background of him is like a bunch of dead people, and it's just a loud zzz, like it's like a loud fucking jump scare sound effect, and I'm just like, okay, that would have been better if there was no fucking like jump scare sound, because if you would have seen him just close it and it was just silent, that would have been actually terrifying to me, because I find subtlety more terrifying than loud, obnoxious jump scare sound effects. Because that pisses me off in a horror film. You look at The Shining, there is basically like 0 fucking jump scares in that movie.
Yeah.
And almost every scene is like almost silent. But some of the scenes, they do have music. But that makes it more creepy. Sound effects aren't music. You don't base an entire soundtrack from just fucking sound effects.
I've seen a lot of movies do that, and it's fucking irritating.
Annabelle Comes Home, one of them. The movie, past that point, you get a babysitter who has an obnoxious, dumb fucking friend.
Oh, dear.
And she basically comes over, and basically it's
she basically breaks in the house.
Oh yeah, she breaks. Yeah, you're fucking right. She breaks into the house. She knocks twice, and they play it off like some creepy shit. And then all of a sudden she's right behind them, and then it's a big ass jump scare. But let's jump back a little bit. Ed and Lorraine's daughter. I don't remember Judy.
Yeah, Judy.
Judy. She is, to me, one of my cons would be that of her acting. I did not like her actress.
Wow.
She felt disconnected from the character. Whenever I was watching her, I felt like she was bland, didn't have a personality, and just too disconnected. I know her character was to be disturbed by what she's seeing, but it felt like she was just disconnected from the character. And every line that she said felt like she read it from a script. It didn't feel authentic. There was like 0 emotions until we get to the second half, where there is shit going on. You know what I mean? Like shit flying off the hinges. But that first half, it's similar to us. In the first half, we're warming up. You know, we're warming up to the character.
Honestly, I gotta disagree with you on that one. I think she acted very well and very disturbed by everything. One thing, I think this is pretty much everybody with every horror movie, is how dumb people are. Like
that just goes down to the writing.
Yeah, honestly, some people with just like dumb stuff like the Danielle girl, the stupid friend, with the babysitter, literally just so stupid.
Let's try to keep it. Let's not jump forward just yet. All right, we'll get to that. Here, let me place the film, and I want to hear your thoughts on it, and we'll talk about my thoughts and like whatever. Because I don't want to jump ahead too far. Not yet. We'll get to that. So basically, we're introduced to Judy. She's very disturbed, and to me, honestly, she was just mediocre. Sean disagrees. He thought, obviously, she was the best part of the film. So she is starting to see a ghost. He's like a man that was killed, like near the high school, or
a priest.
A priest. I fucking don't remember. I didn't pay attention. Also, one thing, we're going to talk about something at the end that ruined our experience, so stick around for that if you're still fucking sticking in with it. But, so we're introduced to Judy's character, and she's being followed around by a priest, and supposedly we're supposed to be led on to believe that basically she has some powers that she hasn't revealed to her parents. and basically that means is she's just like her mom. She can see the dead.
Yeah.
And honestly, I like that. I like that aspect. I thought it wasn't. It was a little bit cheesy that she would have it, but honestly, it's a little bit realistic. Now
It's kind of like Hereditary.
yeah, and then we're introduced to the babysitter. After we're introduced to Judy, and I may be mistaken on that, but just for the sake of time, we're introduced to the babysitter, and I don't remember her fucking name.
I don't know either.
But honestly, you got some blonde, pretty chick, blah blah blah. She has her fucking bitch best friend, who is obviously like Sean in our friend circle here.
But I'm not that dumb though.
Yeah, Sean can get pretty ignorant, but like he's not dumb. So
Fuck you do that.
She recently, like, the best friend recently lost her father, and that plays into the end of the film. Yeah. And I honestly like that aspect. However, as we get more towards the middle, it gets kind of iffy. Specifically about what Sean said about her getting locked up into a room. Pretty much, they go over to the Warrens' house, and like the best friend fucking pretty much breaks in, and she's just like, "Oh, there's some creepy shit up in here," and I'm just like, "All right." I mean,
all right.
I don't know about you, but if I hear about some creepy shit, I'm not going. I'm the smart motherfucker of the group. I'm just like, yeah, y'all can go ahead. I ain't, but
y'all gonna die today.
Let's talk about the acting between the two main characters, the one blonde bitch and the fucking best friend. What'd you think?
The blonde chick was spot on almost every time she was on film. Great.
That's because he had a boner the whole time every time he came on film. But anyways,
And
I mean,
I was kidding. No, but like she did have some good acting, and certain scenes where it's like every other scene you're just kind of like you shouldn't go in there, blah blah. It's normal horror shit.
Yeah.
But like most of it, she was the top of her game acting. Her best friend, Danielle, just oh god. So I can't even describe enough how dumb she is. It's like you took the dumbest friend you have, put him in a room with a spinning wheel, and he calls it a fucking tire, okay? It's totally dumb, and it doesn't make any sense. The shit that she does, you literally would want to go to her and smack her in the face. If she wasn't hot, I guarantee nobody would be friends with her.
Yeah.
That's literally the only reason.
This is more my view. I believe the blonde chick was pretty average.
Yeah.
I thought she was just average level acting. However, the writing for her was top notch. So she became easily a likable character. I enjoyed the way she portrayed the character in terms of emotions. And honestly, every time she was on screen, my cock got a little bit hard. But, I've always had a thing for blondes, bro. I'm kidding, guys. Jesus Christ. But I do have a thing for blondes. So if you're blonde, pick up that celly phone.
God. Are you like legit trying to get some girl's phone number through a video? Bro, that's even low for you. I'm sorry. That's low. Straight up.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys. Girls, not guys. Girls, hit my boy Spencer up. Okay, he's got a huge cock. He's got a car. Come on, you can't go wrong with him.
And